Welcome to Test Prep CA8 Part 1 question number 8. On this question you will see one of the tricky Mickeys that you will assuredly see on the test. It's one that you will see on many tests when it comes to graphing. They like to put this one on because it really sees, do you understand how the graphs work? Are you really paying attention? So what they do here is they're going to show you this grid here. Now this grid goes from basically 0 to 5, but what happens is each of these lines here are not worth 1 like you're used to. Instead, each of these lines is a fractional amount. So if this one here is 1 and this bottom one is 0, the one down here is 0, then let's just look at this money-wise. Let's say I had $1 here, which would be the one that's over here. If I had $1 and you had $0, let's say we had a friend that was halfway between us, exactly halfway. How much money would he have? Well, he would have $0.5 or 50 cents. And you can think of it like that. And here we have that 50 cents that we just spoke of. But let's imagine that we had another friend. And this friend was halfway between our $0 amount and halfway between the $0 amount and the 50 cents that our other friend has. In this section here, what number would go there that's halfway between 50 cents and 0 cents? Well, if you have 50 cents, that'd be 2 quarters, and some guy has no quarters. What's halfway between that? Well, it would be 1 quarter, which is 0.25. And if you look at it that way, you can see that this little line here is 0.25. In other words, that each of these lines, each of these marks here on this grid are worth 0.25, okay? Or also known as 1/4. That's what 0.25 is. So what we're going to do now, I'm just going to erase those marks so it's clear while we're working. Now the second tricky Mickey that you want to watch out for is you want to notice that they've drawn the grid a little bit different. What they've done is they've drawn the grid with X here and Y here. You're used to seeing it something like this, right? But that is not what they have drawn. Instead, what they've done is they have the X and the Y here and here. So this point here, you're used to seeing it like this, 1.5. Because the Y value is 1.5, the X value is 1. So that's how you're used to seeing it. And the next point would be 1.5 and 2.25. Now I want you to pause the video for just a second, and I want you to try and come up what would the next point, the next 2 or 3 points look like if you were to redraw it on the graph. So go ahead and pause the video right now and try and figure those out. Awesome. Hopefully you were able to figure out that the next one is going to be 2 and 3. The next one after that is 2.5. 3.75, and then the last one is 4 and 6. So those are the points that we have to plot. Now if we were doing that as coordinate pairs, this would be 1, 1.5. This would be 1.5, 2.25. All right, and sorry I ran out of room there, but you get the idea. Basically just the coordinate pairs like we're used to seeing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just start plotting those points on the graph. So it says graph the line on the coordinate pair which matches the input-output table. So first of all, I'm going to go to 1, which is here. I'm going to start at my origin, which is 0, 0. I'm going to go to 1. Oops. Let me just move this up ever so slightly to help us out. All right, so I'm going to plot my first line. Once again, as I said, I started the origin, and I'm going to go over 1, which is going to bring me to here. You're not going to do just the one line here that you're used to. So don't do that, because that line would be 0.25, and that's not what the x value that we want. We want an x value of 1, and so you have to go all the way to here. So when you go 1 there, then you're going to go up to y is 1.5, and you're going to plot your point here. Now the next point is going to be 1.5, 2.25. So once again, I started the origin, which is here, which is right here, and I'm going to go to 1.5 on the x-axis, which is here, and then up to 2.25 up on the y-axis, which is going to put me right, almost, which is going to put me right here. Okay, imagine that that's right on the line, where they intersect. It didn't quite get there. All right, the next one is 2 and 3, which is going to be right here. All right, then the next one I go over 2.5 on the x-axis, and then I'm going to go up to 3.75, which is going to be in between the 3.5 and the 4, which is going to put me right here. And then the last one is 4,6, and 4,6 doesn't actually fit on the grid. So if I were to take now and plot this, it would look like this. And that is the line that basically fits that data. So if you've done that, you're doing pretty good. I hope that you're having a great test prep so far. Don't forget, as with all things, you must do the problem, then watch the video, try the problem. If you're having trouble, watch the video, then try the problem again. You really need to make sure you do that again. Otherwise, you're not going to learn as well as you should. Anyway, I hope you're having a great time. I will talk with you guys later. Have a great test prep.